Hello my jewels, welcome to or back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about something a little bit different than my usual content, and that is how to find your personal style. There's been a lot of discourse on social media about finding your personal style, people who have it, people who are literally just wearing trends. A lot of influencers are just, a lot of them don't have their own style. How would you incorporate trends, blah, blah, blah. So I was inspired to start a personal style series because I've been wanting to do this since I was like in high school, just because I found my personal style very early on in high school, and I still wear the same style to this day. And I want to help you guys find yours so that you're not one of the bimbos who are just wearing trends 24/7. So let's find your style. First, you're going to have to go through your closet. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of these personal style videos, a lot of people are always like, go shopping. You have to go shopping. You have to find new things. Like, they really push consumerism in shopping. And what I literally want to do is not do that, because that just feeds to overconsumption. A lot of things that really feed into fashion are literally just buying. And you don't need to do that. You really don't, especially if you like the things in your closet. I feel like most of the time you should, at least you understand your style. You kind of like, what you like, what you don't. You've been buying the same thing for a couple of years now, like, or maybe you don't. This video's for you. Going through your closet, like, for real, this is gonna not just be like a 5-second thing. You're going to need to make a note of just a couple things. You're gonna need to make a note of everything you like and everything you don't like in your closet. This means colors, type of clothing, such as like, oh, I like this pair of jeans, I like this fabric, I like this pattern, I like this fit, I like this, be specific. I think a lot of times it's a lot easier to shop or look for things that you need once you know what you already have. And usually that'll just be accessories 9 times out of 10, or basics, which we'll get into later. Notice everything that you've worn in the last year. Do you see a pattern in these specific clothes? Do you see a same texture, same fit, color? In my closet, in this video, I also just want to say that I'm going to be switching off. I'm going to be going from a closet cam, showing you guys what's in my closet, and this one where I'm just explaining things so that you can actually see the pieces in my closet that, and I'm also going to be explaining a couple things. Okay, this is my closet. We have 3 racks. This one, the bottom one, and this one on the side. So I'm going to walk you through my closet, and I'm going to do basically the same thing, this list that I have written out, so you can actually see this visually, because I know as a visually learning person, this always helps. So let's do it. So make a note of everything you like in your closet and everything you don't. I've already done this. I do this like all the time. But I'm going to show you the things that I like in my closet, like very specifically. First off, let's start with a good statement jacket. So I tend to gravitate towards a lot of loud prints, textures. I'm just very obsessed with like patterns and stuff. I also just really like sweaters. My favorite season is like fall and winter. So if you can't already tell, I have a lot of sweaters. Like, it's really bad. And a lot of cardigans. Like, I have this turtleneck, not the specific one, but just a turtleneck in so many colors. And yeah, I have this beautiful cardigan. This is from Unif, but I got it on Depop for like half the price because I waited. But I like this specifically because of the texture. It's very fuzzy, But I tend to gravitate towards a lot of things that look a little bit 20th century. Now, everything you don't like, let's get rid of. Donating, upcycling, and sell. We are literally in a global crisis. Let me say that one more time. We are in a global crisis. We are in the middle of like 20 wars right now. Kids are dying. Pregnant mothers are dying. Everybody is dying. And what would even make it worse if we were throwing away good quality clothes? Now, before I found my style, I feel like the one thing that I was doing a lot was buying clothes that I was just like, oh, this is so nice, but I didn't know how to style it. I didn't understand it. And after like a couple weeks, maybe like a month or two, I would get sick of the clothing and never wear it again. Then I'd be like, oh my God, what do I do? I donate. Now, if you've been thrifting and if you thrift like me, I don't thrift all the time. I used to have like a really bad obsession with it. I was one of those people, but like thrifting, if you go to a thrift store now, it's literally just like Shein. If you go to the women's section, specifically women's tops, it has been so annoying to go into thrift stores where I personally like looking for older pieces from like the 90s, early 2000s, and then I'll find a piece and I'm like, oh, this looks really weird, and it's from Shein. Just because y'all don't know how to style it. Let's do better. Styling is a really big part of this, and it's not just like, when it comes to styling, you really have to spend a lot of time analyzing what you already have. I think when it comes to personal style, people are always comparing, and that's kind of like the one thing you don't need to do, and it's really easy to compare yourself and be like, oh, I wish my style was like this person. I wish my style was like that. Why is she so confident in this? Why is she so confident in that? The whole key to personal style is really accepting yourself and loving yourself and understanding that like, I like this. And just because it's not popular doesn't mean that I shouldn't wear it. Just because no one is wearing this right now doesn't mean that I shouldn't wear it. Just because this color is not in right now doesn't mean I shouldn't wear it. My style, which you probably already know by now, is very old. I like dressing like probably your mom from the 90s, your grandmother from the 70s. And yeah, and when I was in high school and I figured that out, I was like, oh my God, everybody's wearing skinny jeans and mom jeans. Like, I don't want to be the only girl who's wearing flares in high school. I lived in a really small area in Texas where like everybody is wearing Lululemon leggings, an ugly ass t-shirt, and Nike sneakers. And I hated that. I was such a stylistic person, and I was like, I can do better than this. So one day I decided to dress up in my own style. I was wearing a peasant blouse, a brown like vest, and some flares, and some boots. And I was really nervous. I was like, oh my God, they're all gonna hate me. They're all gonna judge me. I'm so scared. And then that was probably like the first day that I got so many compliments on an outfit. So many people, even my teachers were like, Sydney, I love this outfit. Where did you get it? I was even featured in like, I think something for like the school yearbook because of it. I believe like some kind of, I don't know. At the time, because yeah. And then after that I started dressing on myself, and I kind of did this thing in high school where I literally never dressed down. Like, I was dressing up every single day, and there would probably be like one day out of the year that I wouldn't dress up. And literally whenever I wouldn't, people would be like, whoa, what's wrong? I was that person. I don't do that anymore because college, let you figure that one out for yourselves. But I loved dressing up, and I loved experimenting. And I feel like even though I didn't document a lot of my outfits in high school that I was really proud of, I still remember some of them, and I still like look back on the outfits that people do have pictures of me from or something like that, and I'm always really proud of them. And yeah, let's do a style analysis. So you already have a feel of your closet, you understand it, you see what you like, you see what you don't. We got rid of everything that you don't need. Now that we know everything that you like, let's see how you put things together. Now, one thing that I found interesting was kind of like trying to figure out what was kind of the big part of my style, and a big part of that is inspiration. So who are you looking to for personal style? Are you looking at a specific person? Are you looking at a specific niche of fashion? Are you looking at a specific genre? Are you looking at movies, at TV shows? Are you looking at a celebrity? Are you looking at a music artist or an entertainment person? Are you looking at a specific time period or a specific decade, which is a really big thing and has been a big thing since the late 2010s? I'm literally looking at my notes that I made. So, noticing everything that I've worn the last year, my style hasn't really changed. I've definitely bought a couple pieces, probably more than I usually do. Yeah. But one thing that I've noticed, which I will call my style, is Mrs. TV. And you're probably like, what does that even mean? All of my style inspirations come from TV shows, literally from early 2000s to the 80s. And my favorite specific like clothing inspirations I get are from Lorelai Gilmore, Whitley Gilbert, Ashley Banks, Hillary Banks, oh my god, what is her name? Jackie Burkhart, Stephanie Tanner, DJ Tanner, and a lot more. Recently, Daisy Jones, what is her? Ugh, like everybody from Daisy Jones and the Six, but and probably a lot more. But those are like some of my biggest style inspirations, and I've gotten so many pieces that have inspired me to dress like these people, and it's like a huge cluster. So like even though I do really love 70s fashion, I also have mom jeans, I also have like Y2K workwear pants, I have these cool tweed blazers that look like they're from the 80s. Like I have a very broad type of style that's really specific, that I feel like, I don't know, but I guess that's what I would call it. And I own a lot of different things, but all of those pertain to like vintage or late 20th century fashion. So I would probably say when it comes to trying to figure out my style, like I said, I get most of my fashion inspiration from TV. I watch a lot of TV, so I'm always getting inspiration from that, like literally any show that I watch or any recent show that's come out. Now, in the past year, there hasn't really been that many new TV shows because of the strike, the writer's strike and the actor's strike. So a lot of my favorite TV shows were like halted, which sucked. And I was really struggling in the fall to like really get some inspiration because usually I would get it from my favorite TV shows or older ones, but they were just, nothing was new. Um, so I really lean towards a lot of my favorite TikTokers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, people on Pinterest that I see all the time. But mainly TikTok. I feel like I've been leaning a lot towards be a little bit more maximalist in my style. Like I feel like this is pretty minimalistic. Somebody might say that it's not, but I just feel like it's very basic to me, and I've worn this outfit actually multiple times. And I would say it's a staple outfit in my closet, but at the same time, I feel like I want to kind of expand it. But I would say that it's in the middle of minimalistic and maximalistic. I would also describe like if I were in a fashion niche would be a mix of boho, hippie kind of styles and grunge. These are definitely things that'll help you figure out what you're looking for. And yeah, now let's take a note of the pieces that you already have and let's look at a pattern. Not an actual pattern, but other stuff. So what stores have you shopped at? This can be like what clothes are almost all of your clothing items from? What clothing item is like your favorite and where is that piece from? Take a note of the stores that you're always in. Maybe you got like one item that you're obsessed with, but you never went to that store again. Maybe you went thrifting one time and it was really successful, but then you went thrifting again and it was terrible. Take a note of that. What are your clothing staples? A staple is something in your closet that goes with almost everything and complements your style. Now, that can be different for everybody. People are always like, these are the clothing staples, but that really can mean something completely different to somebody else. For me personally, an example, somebody might say that skinny jeans are a clothing staple. Ever since I was literally in high school up to now, flare jeans are literally the only type of jeans, and wide leg jeans are like the only type of jeans that I wear and that I like to wear. Those are a staple in my closet, and I own several. It's kind of bad, but over the years I've collected and found, and I know what stores I like that sell them pretty well. Sorry. And yeah, notice the type of clothing you have bought over the last 3 years. Now, after we figure out our staples, realize that they're not just jeans. Notice a staple in every clothing item, whether that's shoes, pants, skirts, dresses, shorts, and coats. What are you consistently buying? What are you drawn to? You know what I mean? And be so specific. I don't just mean, say, jeans. You know, if you're somebody who's not really into fashion, you don't understand certain things, obviously you can just write jeans. But if you know, like, I like my high-waisted corduroy, like that's a staple in my closet, or that's a statement piece in my closet, write that down or take a note of it. Notice the color, notice the texture, all of that stuff. What are you consistently buying? What are you drawn to? Another piece in my closet that I'm really drawn to are staple jackets. I have so many different types of jackets, and I just figured that out like probably a couple days ago, but I literally wear, look. This jacket is from Free People. I got it for Christmas. My mom got it for me. Thank you, Mom. And it's from Free People. This store is like my dream store. I can't afford it, but you know, for Christmas, I always am like writing something down. I have a couple pieces from them that I love and I'm obsessed with. And this jacket is definitely something that I'm obsessed with because I love their clothing. Very obsessed with boho, paisley, 70s, you know. Notice also the statement piece. Now, I just mentioned this, but it's kind of the opposite of a staple. Statement pieces are pieces that really complement your wardrobe, and also you only have one of them. Statement pieces are literally statement. They are like an exclamation point. Periods go everywhere, but exclamation points can only be used for certain things. Statement pieces are pieces, they don't have to be, this crazy ass jacket. It can literally be a turtleneck. It can be a vest. It can be sneakers, like whatever that is to you. And if you need more examples of it, obviously research. It's so easy. Google is free. Fabrics, I'm always looking for, definitely flannel fabrics. I have a lot of plaid in my closet. I have plaid shoes, skirts, tops, literally everything plaid. I also own a lot of blazers, a lot of flare jeans, a lot of wide leg jeans. I own a lot of floral prints. I own a lot of cardigans. You know what I mean? Keeping note of that, like I've been able to find really nice pieces over the years. I own a lot of plaid skirts. I don't know if you can tell, but this is just like one rack that I have. And this is like, not all of these are plaid, but most of these are. And my camera's about to die. Shoes. I love boots, specifically Doc Martens. I have 3 pairs. This is my most recent one, but I've had Docs for about 7-8 years now. Jackets. I love fur coats, and I've collected many over the years. I used to buy fur coats. Well, actually, I don't really buy my own fur coats, but lately I just thrifted one, just to be more conscious, environmentally conscious. And yeah. Now, let's actually figure out what to work or how to actually work with what you have. Now, this is where styling really comes into play. And if you're not good at styling, I actually have built some tips over the years that I personally use and that have helped me, other than just like, thinking and using my head. So the first one is going to be color theory. Now, I am a fashion design major. I am currently in school for fashion. I'm a senior. And one of my favorite things to learn about was color theory. I learned this in high school, actually. And it was my favorite thing to learn about because I was like, whoa, colors, art, and science literally go together. I didn't know this. And this was like the only thing that I was really interested in when it came to like physics was color. So if you don't know color theory, I'm just going to show you something very simple. I'm not going to do a whole thesis on it. We can do that for another video, which I'll probably do. But the color wheel is very easy and very simple to use. And I feel like the one color schemes that everybody uses all the time are complementary colors. Now, there are many color combinations to use a color wheel that a lot of people actually use. You can look it up on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. And I will link those specific ways of or different color combinations. But the most one that's like very used is monochromatic and color complementary colors. Those two are probably the most popular in my opinion that people use all the time. Monochromatic is super easy. You're just wearing a different shades of one color, whether that be like everybody does black. Somebody might wear a white top, black pants, gray jacket. There you go, monochromatic. Complementary colors are a little different on the color wheel. Each color goes and complements another color scientifically. This means that no matter how much you might not like it, it goes together scientifically. So it's not, somebody might be like, oh, I hate this outfit combination. It goes together. Christmas colors, red and green, complementary colors. That's why they are together. Blue and orange. This one is mainly used in a lot of sports, and also purple and yellow. These two color combinations are used a lot in sports, in architectural making, but a lot in interior design, specifically blue and orange. I see that so much whenever I go to interior places, but these can also be used for outfits too. I also pair a lot of outfits using the color wheel. Specifically, I like using warmer temperature look colors like reds, purples, orange, yellows, pinks, greens. Like I like fall colors a lot also, so I have a lot of earth tones like greens, some blues. I most likely look for denims. I really like brown and orange. Like I love earth tones and neutral tones, and I like mixing them with like warmer tones. That's like my favorite color wheel. Now, if your wardrobe looks a lot like mine, you can probably use a color wheel. But if your wardrobe doesn't look like mine, that might not be the most helpful to you, and that might be the most advanced. And you're probably like, what's something a little bit easier? So one thing that actually has to do with interior design that I use all the time is using color schemes on Google and Pinterest. Pinterest is a really, people always look for outfit inspo on Pinterest, but I really think that using this way actually helped me a lot more with pairing outfits. Now, you might have gotten, let's talk about this jacket. You might have gotten this jacket and you're like, I don't really know how to style it. It has a lot of colors, Look up. I would say the colors on this are like red, brown, and like a beige. So I would do maybe two of those colors. Red is the most prominent, and beige, I would say, pops out pretty easily. So those two colors, maybe like red and white or red and beige, or just red color combinations, and you will find an abundance of them. Now, on Pinterest, sometimes it'll be foggy, so you'll see like a monochromatic palette of it, but like sometimes usually with schemes, they'll show you different color combinations. Like they might do this and then like a very, very dark green, or like maybe you can wear denim with it, or not denim, you could wear blue with it, and that would mean like your denims. Beige, you could wear like a beige skirt, beige pants, like that. It all differs. I chose to wear these like tannish pants that aren't in the jacket at all, but are a shade of brown. And this is a very warm palette outfit. I am wearing like the same color tan top. It's just the white lighting is really like taking it out. But yeah, so this is a very warm outfit, which is a color combination. And again, that'll probably come up in one of these two theories that I used. The next thing is going to be using your social medias. Which I feel like we're so lucky compared to like back then, because they really had to use magazines and reruns of TV shows. TikTok, YouTube are literally so much helpful to me compared to like Pinterest, because Pinterest, you could be like, how to style Doc Martens, and they'll show you white Doc Martens, blue Doc Martens outfits, and it's like, I didn't ask for that. I just wanted, the plain black ones. And it's like, that's not really what I wanted. YouTube, TikTok, you can be so specific and be like, how to style black Doc Martens, or the 1460 ones, and those videos will come up. I've done that so many times, and I feel like that's the most helpful when you're trying to find a piece, because 9 times out of 10 somebody probably has made a video of how to style a specific piece, whether that be something from a really high-end brand, whether that be to a Shein top. Like, it's very easy. Next would be time periods. So I feel like this is very difficult when it comes to like style, because I know like specific niches or time periods, those are always like pretty easy, but also pretty difficult, especially if you don't know that much about it. My thing is definitely research, but also looking at TV shows and movies. Now, my favorite style in the video is 70s fashion. So I'm, of course, looking up like 70s TV shows for accuracy. And, I cannot afford to look at these specific outfits. So what do? I look at shows that are more recent, that have costume design that I like, that. So one of my favorite shows that I feel like had really great 70s costume design was Daisy Jones and the Six. And that show recently just came out like less than a year ago, or maybe a year ago exactly. And the outfits were so accurate, but also very chic and very 70s. And I definitely copy a lot of outfits from that show till this day. Till this day. Another accurate show that I love to steal outfits from all the time is That 70s Show. I don't really watch that right now because of all the, allegations and stuff. I just can't. I knowing what I know, there's just so much controversy around the show. It's hard to watch now. So now I'm really just looking at Pinterest pictures, but I love Jackie's style, Jackie Burkhart, who is the main feminine character in the show, and her outfits are just very cool, and I copy them all the time. Literally from high school to now, she's still like one of my biggest style inspirations, and that's never changed. And I feel like I found a lot of my self inspiration from that. Another thing that you can do, so yeah, themed TV shows are definitely a must, and themed movies. And yeah. And then obviously lastly, as I mentioned multiple times, Pinterest. If all those things didn't work, Pinterest can be your go-to. I have honestly stopped looking at Pinterest for style inspiration now just because I know my style, and I don't really look to that anymore for style inspiration because I have my own and I like my closet, and I kind of found inspiration from TikTok actually. So my last thing is going to be Vogue Runway. Now, this is an app that exists. It's free. Nothing about this costs money at all. It's literally an app where you can see any like fashion collection from any brand ever on that app, from like whether it's the 90s or the 80s to like most recently. And I've been using that app recently to find style inspiration, and because I get a lot of pictures on Pinterest and from like different designers, and I'm like, I want to see more of this collection, you can easily go on there. If you're somebody who likes, more elevated fashion, you like the layering, you like adding a lot of pieces, messing with different colors, that I feel like would definitely be fun because you can discover new and up and coming designers and find new places to shop, or you can find older inspiration from like the 90s, Chanel, or vice versa. And with that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, have a great day, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.